Hi, everybody. This is Scott with MarTech Talk, and today we are talking about digital signage and digital out-of-home advertising with Tracie Wilbanks who's the Vice President of Marketing with Reflex Systems. Welcome, Tracie.
Thanks. Hi, Scott. How are you doing?
Good. Well, I know you guys have been a leader in the space for some time, and that you've been with Reflect for 7 or 8 years now?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and I know that the space has certainly changed. Overall, tell me if you agree or disagree, but it seems like there's so much focus on how traditional advertising has changed from, these kind of very broadly based newspaper ads and traditional media ads to highly targeted digital ads, and digital marketing and media strategies have gotten so much attention. I think sometimes that digital signage is a little bit of an afterthought or doesn't get the attention it deserves, because there's been a lot of change and innovation there, from the old billboards you'd see to what's going on, all the cool and innovative things that are going on with digital out of home today. Can you talk about kind of how you guys got started and what things are going on right now that you're excited about?
Yeah, sure. So Reflect was founded back in 2001 by 3 guys who really had a long history in broadcasting media. So they were at broadcast.com, went to Yahoo for a little while, and then left Yahoo to start Reflect. So back in the early days, it was really a mechanism, a software platform used to stream messages and really for employee communications for large enterprise clients. So some of our first clients were Coca-Cola, Virgin Records. So they were utilizing this software to really stream employee messaging and communications on the internet. So that's what we were doing for a little while. And then a few years after we started, we moved the technology more to a marketing platform and content management system so that we could utilize the technology for marketing messages on consumer-facing screens. So that's really, where we shifted to making it more of a marketing vehicle. And then, around 2006, 2007, we were able to implement the Reflect View content management system into some of the largest digital signage networks. So we started working with Best Buy and Verizon Wireless, Target, and GameStop, and our business just really started to grow from there. So it's been interesting. We've seen, at the beginning, we were just a content management solution, software platform, but we've since added strategy and consulting services, content creation, and app development. So it's been really fun to watch the industry kind of take off and shift from knowing we need digital and everybody implementing some sort of digital signage in their venues to how do we really utilize this to improve the customer experience and really deliver personalized messages to our customers.
What's an example of a current client engagement where you are really excited about the deployment you've done with signage?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the clients that we've been doing a lot of work with the last 5 or 6 years is Levi's. That's been a real honor to work with such an iconic brand and to really help them figure out how to meet their objectives with digital technology. So we just did a big project with them for their new flagship store in Times Square. As everybody knows, Times Square is full of huge LED digital signage. So to really stand out in that environment was a challenge, but we're able to do some really large scale LED displays and really help Levi's deliver their brand message, which, they're really big into sustainability and being, a socially responsible company. And a lot of that is communicated through the content on their digital signage. So that's been a really, really fun project to work on.
you work a lot with retailers, healthcare space. What are some targets of yours, and why are they your targets?
Sure. So we are really big in retail. We also have some healthcare clients, and really, I think across the board through all of the verticals that we help, it's about improving somebody's daily experience. So whether, if that's the medical field, it's, we developed an interactive exam room application where a doctor can actually pull up an organ or show the patient exactly what is going on with the 3D anatomical representation, where they can spin it and pinpoint exactly what's going on, provide them with information on that disease, treatment, able to send them an email right from the app of that information. So really just utilizing digital to improve that patient-doctor relationship and engagement.
I don't want to give TMI here, but I actually went to a GI doctor yesterday who had that exact setup. The first time I'd seen that, it was fascinating.
There you go.
I got to really experience my esophagus in a new way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think we have that in about 35,000 medical offices now. So,
how much of your clients, customers are kind of networks of signage that they're managing for uses like that versus signage that is where advertising is being sold on it?
Well, that's a good point. It's one of the biggest trends we're seeing right now is the monetization of these digital signage networks. So I would say that more are adopting that, but there's still a huge room for that area of our business to grow. But it's definitely, people have invested a lot of money in the hardware and the infrastructure behind these networks. And so now we actually have a division or an offering within Reflect called Reflect Media that actually goes to our clients and helps them find advertisers and sell ad space on those screens that are in their venues or retail locations.
I know that in addition to helping clients build these out, you also help them manage them when it could be very difficult to do without your solutions. Like one that I know is a hot product for you is AdLogic. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So AdLogic is a software platform that we are launching that basically helps network operators deliver ad campaigns on the digital signage network. So it was developed specifically for the digital out-of-home space. It takes into consideration the nuances of geographical locations and hours of operation, and just really makes it easy for these network operators to sell ad space and then insert those into playlists and deliver those ads to screens across their entire network.
You also, I believe, have your technology helps to kind of separate kind of real eyeballs from fake eyeballs.
Yes, absolutely.
How does that work?
So, while a lot of analytics go into what we do, and all of the analytics that we collect and the data, we really use that to consult with our clients to recommend changes in content and to really help them understand their audience. One thing that we've seen a lot more of, and we'll keep seeing more and more of it, is really tailoring content to the person that's actually looking at the screen. So being able to use cameras and anonymous video analytics to know that that's a male between the ages of 25 and 35 that's looking at the screen, what content is interesting to that person, and then actually changing the content that they're seeing in real time based on who's viewing the screen.
That's the old Minority Report use case, right?
Yes,
John,
exactly.
John Anderton, you need a beer right now. You're being chased. Yeah, it's so funny. That has become such a meme on social. It's all over YouTube. That scene from Minority Report. I think it stuck with people because I think a lot of people. Of course, that was years and years ago, but people I think imagine, yeah, that does look like a future that I can imagine. And what are the different technologies that enable that or will enable it as it starts to happen?
Well, I mean, really just cameras, and there are several people that we partner with that have the technology for the audience measurement. So, I mean, I think we'll just, as technology and the hardware becomes more and more affordable and there's more content out there, the technology is there. It's just a matter of people adopting it and creating enough content to actually make those changes on the fly. So, you have to have a pretty big repository of content ready to go. So, and, a lot of people, and what we're seeing is more dynamic content. So visualizing actual data and syndication as well. So that kind of helps fill the content gaps from creating original content to reusing and visualizing data so that you can continually refresh that content.
Talk about what you're doing with Spence Diamonds. I know that's been a big relationship for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So Spence Diamonds is a Canadian, they're based in Canada. They recently expanded into the US. So the last 2 or 3 years, they've been opening several stores. They have one in Austin and most recently one in Legacy West. And their digital deployments are just absolutely beautiful. Their stores are very pretty, and they have really, really captivating content. They use digital to bring people in from the streets with window signage. They also have technology inside the store that really helps a consultant walk a couple through buying an engagement ring with the digital application. They can pull up product information that displays on different screens within the store. So it's very, if you're in or near the Dallas area, definitely check out the Legacy West stores.
Tell me about you're a company that has a lot of different capabilities as well as solutions. And if I'm a potential customer for you and I'm interested in digital signage, whether it's for an application that's designed to educate my customers or communicate with employees, or whether I'm wanting to actually have a network where I'm selling ads. Say I'm at amusement parks or different kinds of places where I might want to take advantage of having a lot of people at my location to display digital ads to them. Whatever I'm interested in, can you just kind of describe like how many folks do you have, and how's that divided up in terms of the different groups within Reflex Systems, and just kind of the lay of the land for someone who might be interested in working with you?
Yeah, sure. So we have, I think, 50 full-time employees and then a handful of contractors. But really, we have sales and marketing work very closely together, obviously, to find those prospects and deliver leads. But once we've actually sold the solution, we have a whole strategy team that can meet with the new client, figure out exactly what their objectives are for the digital signage network, and then we have a team who will customize a solution for their specific needs. We definitely don't believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. So the most important thing for us is to have the correct people at the beginning of a project listening to the brand's needs and what they're trying to accomplish. And then from there, internally, we'll find our people who are experts at that, and they will design a solution for them. We also have a team that does the installation. We've got a great support team for ongoing maintenance and monitoring of the network. We've got a content creation team. So a lot of times that team will work with a client's agency of record, work with assets that they've already developed for their other channels online, YouTube, in-store print, and really utilizing those assets and repurposing those to be optimal on digital screens. And then we have another team that just basically is monitoring those networks and doing troubleshooting if anything goes wrong.
So we talked about, it sounds like, it's place-based signage, and it works really well for organizations that have a lot of different locations where they want to have kind of have a managed message or things that they're delivering across a lot of locations. In terms of kind of the size of client or engagement for you, what size companies are typically working with you?
So we have historically been really an enterprise solution. So somebody who has a lot of digital screens in a few locations, or it could be somebody with hundreds of locations with only one or two screens in each of those locations.
Okay.
So definitely, I think we set ourselves apart from some of our competitors because of our scalability. So having said that, we are actually later this year going to be introducing some product packages for people who might not need all the bells and whistles that come with ReflectView, and hopefully we'll be able to service some of those clients that are a little bit smaller and their needs just aren't quite as complex. So that'll be an exciting thing for us to tackle in Q3 and Q4 this year.
And you mentioned number of signs, but if I'm kind of starting something or haven't really invested in signage before, and I need a partner to help me just kind of build out that whole network and kind of install the signs and so forth, you can do all of that too.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep.
Well, where do you think things are going? What do you think are going to be maybe the hottest things going in digital signage and digital out of home for the next couple of years, few years? I know we talked about more personalization and things like that. What do you see happening, and what are you working to stay in front of?
Well, I think we'll see a lot more mobile device to screen interaction. So, that could be in an amusement park, some sort of gamification where you're interacting with trivia or something on the screen with your phone. We're seeing a lot more brands utilizing user-generated content through mobile and social. So curating social content and displaying those on screens in stores or in venues.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone is, wherever they are today, as you know, are always looking at their phone. So at least they can be doing something relevant to the place they're in.
Exactly.
Maybe that's better. No, that's fascinating. I think it's an exciting space. I think it doesn't get as much of attention as it deserves because so much is focused on, kind of what's right in front of us on our computer screens. But there's a lot of innovation and a lot of change, and Reflect has been leading it. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and share a little bit about what you guys are up to.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tracie.
I enjoyed it. All right.
Bye.